The politics of Ukraine take place in a framework of a semi-presidential representative democratic republic and of a multi-party system. A cabinet of ministers exercises executive power of Ukrainian society, politics and government. During Soviet rule of the territory of present-day Ukraine, the political system featured a single-party socialist republic framework characterized by the superior role of the Communist Party of Ukraine, the sole governing party then permitted by the constitution. From 2014, changes in the administration on the ground in Crimea, Donetsk and Luhansk have complicated the de facto political situation associated with those areas. In 2018, the Economist intelligence unit rated Ukraine a hybrid regime. Shortly after becoming independent in 1991, Ukraine named a parliamentary commission to prepare a new constitution, adopted a multi-party system, and adopted legislative guarantees of civil and political rights for national minorities. A new democratic constitution was adopted on 28 June 1996, which mandates a pluralistic political system with protection of basic human rights and liberties, and a semi-presidential form of government. The constitution was amended in December 2004 to ease the resolution of the 2004 presidential election crisis. The consociationalist agreement transformed the form of government in a semi-presidentialism in which the president of Ukraine had to cohabit with a powerful prime minister. The constitutional amendments took force between January and May 2006. The Constitutional Court of Ukraine in October 2010 overturned the 2004 amendments, considering them unconstitutional. The present valid Constitution of Ukraine is therefore the 1996 text. On November 18, 2010, the Venice Commission published its report titled The Opinion of the Constitutional Situation in Ukraine in review of the judgment of Ukraine's Constitutional Court, in which it stated, it also considers highly unusual that far-reaching constitutional amendments, including the change of the political system of the country, from a parliamentary system to a parliamentary presidential one, are declared unconstitutional by a decision of the Constitutional Court after a period of 6 years, as constitutional courts are bound by the Constitution and do not stand above it. Such decisions raise important questions of democratic legitimacy and the rule of law. On February 21, 2014, the Parliament passed a law that reinstated the December 8, 2004 amendments of the Constitution. This was passed under simplified procedure without any decision of the relevant committee and was passed in the first and the second reading in one voting by 386 deputies. The law was approved by 140 MEGAPETASECOND of the Party of Regions, 89 MEGAPETASECOND of Batkivashchina, 40 MEGAPETASECOND of Udar, 32 of the Communist Party, and 50 independent lawmakers, according to Radio Free Europe. However, the measure was not signed by the then President Viktor Yanukovych, who was subsequently removed from office. Article 1 of the Constitution defines Ukraine a sovereign, independent, social state. According to the Article 5 of the Constitution, the bearer of sovereignty and the single source of power in Ukraine are people. The people exercise their power directly and through state and local authorities. Nobody can usurp power in Ukraine. The Article 15 of the Constitution established that public life in Ukraine is based on principles of political, economical and ideological diversity. No ideology could be recognized by the state as mandatory. Freedom of religion is guaranteed by law, although religious organizations are required to register with local authorities and with the central government. The Article 35 of the Constitution defines that no religion could be recognized by the state as mandatory. While church and religious organizations in Ukraine are separated from state, minority rights are respected in accordance with a 1991 law guaranteeing ethnic minorities the right to schools and cultural facilities and the use of national languages in conducting personal business. According to the Ukrainian constitution, Ukrainian is the only official state language. However, in Crimea and some parts of eastern Ukraine, Areas with substantial ethnic Russian minorities. Use of Russian is widespread in official business. Freedom of speech and press are guaranteed by law. But authorities sometimes interfere with the news media through different forms of pressure. In particular, the failure of the government to conduct a thorough, credible, and transparent investigation into the 2000 disappearance and murder of independent journalist Georgia Gongadze has had a negative effect on Ukraine's international image. Over half of Ukrainians polled by the Razumkov Center in early October 2010 believed political censorship existed in Ukraine. Official labor unions have been grouped under the Federation of Labor Unions, a number of independent unions, which emerged during 1992. Among them Th.